issues at hand.
Good morning to you all. Thank you so much for keeping it Church of Uganda Family TV. Welcome to today's edition of Issues at Hand. My name is Bob Muhuma, and today we are discussing matters Treasury Services and internal audit. With me for the discussion is Mr. Moses Bwire, the Director Internal Audit, and Mr. Donny Kitabire, the Deputy Director Treasury Services. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Kindly say hi to the viewers.
Good morning, listeners and viewers. Like you said, I'm Kitabire Donny, Deputy Director of Treasury Services.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good morning, viewers. I am Canon Moses Bwire, and I serve as Director Internal at KCCA. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
All right, thank you so much for the introduction. Now, without wasting much time, let's get into it. Could you kindly first give us an overview of what Treasury Services are, what you do, and from you we will go to the internal audit. Just a quick overview.
Thank you. Treasury Services is the term we use, but to other organizations, it is finance. So it's a finance directorate. We are in charge of budgeting for the institution, allocating funds, and make sure funds are properly used. We are also in charge of all the revenue that is collected as NTR, and make sure it is properly accounted for, reported, and we make sure the concessions are done up to when the money reaches the consolidated fund. We're also responsible for all the expenditures for the entire organization, of course following the guidelines and the procedures that have been put in place to make sure finances are utilized properly in the institution. And thereafter, we are also responsible for reporting. We report both to internal audience and also external. Internal audience, we produce weekly reports or as when they are needed, and also for monthly, quarterly, and annual reports which are produced and are supposed to be audited by external auditors, which is the Auditor General. And for the last 10 years, we've been receiving clean reports, and we are happy about our performance. We give advice to management in financial related issues, and in case of any analysis financial related, it is passed on to us, and we always analyze and then give this information to management for decision making. We handle many other things. We handle the asset register of the institution. KCCA has quite a number of assets, beginning with land, buildings, properties, hospitals, schools, vehicles, roads, bridges, drainages. We monitor all of them, and we have to make sure that our asset register is always updated on a daily basis so that we have a clean asset register. When we get new ones, we update it. When we dispose any, they are removed from the asset register. Of course, we handle many other things, procedures to follow to ensure that we have enough internal controls in place, and we've done quite a lot in that area.
All right, thank you so much for that overview, Mr. Donny. Now over to you, Mr. Moses. Kindly give us a brief overview.
Thank you very much. As my colleague has said, and as we know, KCCA, we have various directorates, and one of them is one of internal audit. And for it is essence, what Ntano is all about, for us, we provide independent, objective assurance, like Don has been explaining. For us, we come in to support other people by providing an independent overview, assessment, and advisory services to these teams with the view of improving the organization's operations. And so what we do, we bring in is a systematic way and disciplined approach of evaluating and improving the effective governance in the institution, and the issue of internal controls and risk management. So from our side, we come in and provide that independent. The key word is independent. Our objective, like he has explained, so we come in and give that view to stakeholders, how effective and it has been done, following the procedures he has talked about. So we give that view and assurance to other parties. And even themselves, you can also help him to look in the Indian systems. This one is hasn't gone the same way it would have been because of scientists, and we suggest improvements. So we discuss with them and able to take them on, and management implements them, and we're able to have better service delivery. So for us, our key aspect is that independent assessment. From a third-party angle, not one who's in the kitchen, but only from outside to give an assessment of how things are going. But of course, it's also guided by the standards and regulations within the country and international standards. And just to say, as a directorate, yes, we are there by KCCA Act. In the KCCA Act, we are mentioned as a directorate. But also the Public Finance Management Act also provides that every vote in this country should have internal function. And with this mandate to appraise the effectiveness of the controls which are in place in the end which they are applying, for example, in finance as mentioned, and other areas. And also assess the issue of how effective and efficient the way they are carrying on the operations. Is there value for money? Is there economic? They are doing it in an economic way or what? So we bring up those things to the fore and discuss with them and be able to give advice and insight to the management and the stakeholders like the board, and for us now it's council and other stakeholders in that regard.
All right, maybe quickly you'll shed more light on the vision and mission, and then after, have you encountered any challenges? Because basing on what you're sharing so far, it seems like everything is going according to plan.
Now, challenges from which perspective?
Like you as a team, like does everything go according to like the way you expect it, or there are times when you meet hurdles?
Maybe I can come in here. One of them is the financing. We get all the finances from government. Government on an annual basis when we are budgeting. Of course, budgeting starts from September before June coming year. We set priorities. We say activities we want to do, to put in place in the next financial year. But we find that government finances like a third of what we would wish to accomplish in the following year. So number one is we don't get enough finances. For you, the public, you're always complaining about potholes, complaining about roads, complaining about this and the other. We wish we had all the money to put everything in place. You go to a health center, you are complaining about this, but we don't get enough funding to accomplish the activities of the city. So what with these little funds that we get, we make sure we put them to proper use. We make sure we allocate them to the best use that can get best results. So one of the challenges is finance. We don't get enough funding. You may say you are collecting money. Yes, all the money we are collecting, by the way, goes to government. It's not like those old days. In those olden days, we were collecting and spending at source. But with the reforms in the public finance management, now we collect and it goes to consolidated fund. So when they are budgeting, they estimate, assuming we are going to collect 120 billion, they claim that it's among the monies they have given us to utilize. And we are not collecting enough yet. Maybe that could be for another day by revenue collection. would wish if we could collect more, get more money, so that we can provide services to the city.
So the funding, does it only come from the government?
We get funding from government, from the taxes you pay. But they also go ahead and borrow on behalf of KCCA, like from World Bank, from African Development Bank. You see these projects you're seeing in the city. You can see everywhere they are working on the roads. Most of them is from the loans that the government gets. So from those loans, in fact, 50% of our budget is from loans, from these multinational bodies, the World Bank, IDB. And what you collect from taxes is also for operations. You know, KCCA is a very wide unit.
Yes.
So many departments. We have gender, we have public health, we have schools, there are so many things to be accomplished. And it is the funding that can run these activities effectively.
You talked about getting less but putting it to proper use. We've seen these scenarios where like projects delay, so how do you manage that? Like working within a stipulated time frame?
Yeah, well, from an outside angle, you see it as late, but we have processes and procedures we follow. There is the PPDA. It has put steps to be followed. You can't advertise today and tomorrow you give. There's something you first advertise, take a month, then evaluate. After you have evaluated, then you have awarded a contract. Then the contractor is given like 3 months to mobilize resources, to mobilize equipment and what have you. So when you add them up, it is 6 months, the contract has not taken effect. To outsiders, they say, hey, these guys are doing nothing, but it's the process. It's not like private companies. If you decided to put up a building and you have your money, the next day you can start. But with government, you have to follow procedure and processes. And at times, those processes take some time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Donny. Now over to you, Mr. Moses. I had earlier asked about the vision and mission. Maybe it will direct me to my next question.
Yes. As a part of the KCCA family, and also as a professional director of internal audit, we have that, like I explained, from our mandate of fostering compliance and being an independent assurance function. We have a mission as a directorate of protecting the entity's value by providing risk-based objective assurance and advice. So it's risk-based, but I can emphasize the aspect of independent and objective assurance regard to management and to the council. Because we say the board, but for us it's the council, and because the public as well. Because we need the reports to give the assurance that things are going well, you want to improve here and here. We highlight those kind of things. And we have a vision of being a cherished value-adding partner. So that my colleague can see as I'm supporting him, not holding him or critiquing or whatever. So the advice I bring should be value-adding. That's why our division says value-adding. So he can be able to cherish. God will welcome me into his office directorate, please come and assess this for me. So that's the desire, the value desire. Because outside there, people at times look at auditors as policemen when they come, also come to uncover our that, or they want to critique us, or whatever. But we are saying we want to be a cherished value adding partner. Like our definition and mandate is to add value to the institution. So our desire is that everybody, each directorate will see us from that perspectives. Please, when you come, when Moses and team comes, the advice they give us is the value adding. So that's why we work towards that, and we are working towards that aspect of being cherished by all stakeholders, where they can be able to call us. Even before we plan ourselves, maybe you can even invite and say, please, come and look for me in this area in that regard.
All right, that's interesting coming in right there. So how would you simply put, like, would you simply sum up, like, what you do in KCCA?
So what I did in KCCA is I enhance compliance with the policies, foster compliance in the various operations. That's why I go and look through how they are doing the things. My brother shared how he accounts for the revenues, for all the funds. But to look through and say, are you doing it on time? Have you put in the proper way using the standards? Is everything and the example you gave, maybe delays in projects, we look through those aspects. What is it causing? Why this project not moving as fast as expected? By now, you told us in January, by July, August, maybe I will cover the kilometer of the road. We are still at half a kilometer. What's the issue? Then when we discuss through, because we are coming from outside, from that section, we're able to discover some of the underlying factors and be able to share with the team. We first begin by sharing with the 7 people. No, we don't run it that as if like a police, we run to report in the court. No, we share with the team concerned. From our reviews, we are seeing these shortcomings here, and we believe that we would suggest if we did this and this, we can be able to improve on the speed, on the quality, and with the value of the services given to our people. And we discuss and say, proposals we are making, are they practical? So we discuss with them. When they are found practical, and we agree with them on timelines on when to implement those control suggestions we are suggesting and putting them. Others can be short term, others can be long term. Because it can be seen, yes, this challenge is there, but we need the staff. And all we agree, okay, we need staff. So we have to recruit. But of course, recruitment, you can't just call in it tomorrow. So you agree on it, but have to give it time, maybe 6 or even a year, even the processes, like Donny was mentioning. So depending on it. So our major aspect is that we bring that in mind and give advice, and we discuss and evaluate it and say, yes, these proposals are practical and they can help you carry this forward, and then we leave them to implement. And we continue monitoring. Like now in August, you say by this thing we shall cover it by December. So okay, we shall give you time. In January we shall come back. So, but you promised us in December. How far have you gone? Then we assess and be able to take to stakeholders. But as I said, after doing that, even the reporting hierarchy, after sharing our reports with the, for example, Director of Treasury Services, when the quarter is finished, the end of September, I will compile those reports and those advice I gave, put in a booklet and share with other people. Not only him, I will share with the executive director, and I will share with other people outside. The Lord Mayor, the councillors, and the people in the Ministry of Finance. So other stakeholders were able to come to know the advice we gave. And then from there, they also pick up, joining the find out how to assess the compliance in that regard. So however, the committees, I will tell you as we go in time how other players into this process.
All right, thank you so much for that, Mr. Moses. Now, Mr. Donny, could you kindly tell us about the public finance management reforms?
Yeah, he is majored on talking about compliance, but to comply, you need support. I want to thank the Ministry of Finance for the support they've given us. In the support they have given us, they have put up reforms. These reforms have been put in place. They brought about efficiency in our operations. One of them was about decentralizing salaries and pension payrolls. Now, at our level, at our vote, we do everything. And I want to say there has been efficiency in the delivery of the service. We pay our salaries by 28th or even earlier. Ministry of Finance has given us IFMS. We are one of the pilot institutions, but as we talk now, the entire institutions of government, including local governments, they are now on IFMS. This is a centralized system. So by click of a button, Ministry of Finance knows what is happening in the country. This has been over a period of 10 years, 7 to 10 years. So that's a big achievement, and it's a very big support, because this is a system. Other than having different internal systems here and there, you have KCCA has its own system, URA has its own system, another institution has its own system, local government. Now, we are now on one system. So IFMS has done wonders. They have introduced a treasury single account treasury single account, now the entire government uses one account. Previously, each institution used to have several accounts in their institutions, with either Bank of Uganda or with commercial banks. And at every quarter, when they release money, they would release those funds to those accounts. And you would find a lot of redundant monies on those accounts. Because when they give you, don't spend it there and then. Even some money can cross to another quarter. So now, in their wisdom, they put up a treasury single account. So all of us will draw from one account. So money will be released when you need it. And it has saved government, because they would need to borrow, they would need cash so that they can send to different institutions every quarter. But now, they say we have given you this, whenever you need it, you pick it from that treasury single account. So this is another, and of course, it is being supported by IFMS. Of course, government has seen there were a lot of loopholes in cash management. So they tried to minimize usage of cash transactions. So they restricted to give only 40 million per institution, per vote, every month. This because of, remember some scandals which have happened before, having 400 million cash, no withdrawal. If you want, pay straight to the beneficiary. But of course there are some transactions which need cash. We have called a workshop, different people who are not even set up, you need to pay them 20,000. So government also introduced e-cash. E-cash is mobile money. So we transact on e-cash to pay off clients who are not set up on IFMS. This is a small transaction, one-off. So we can now pay mobile to beneficiaries straight away, not wait cash, then start dishing out. You don't know what will happen to what has been the balance. No, but here you can track and know who has received what. Has he attended? So I want to appreciate Ministry of Finance for that. There are so many changes they have put in place in budgeting. Previously, we used to budget, they passed the budget like in July. By the time they're effecting the budget, you have moved the quarter. Now they approved the budget before 30th June. Around May, they have approved it. So you already know what you are going to do, and come by 10th July, they've started implementing the budget using the new budget. There are so many reforms that have taken place. They have introduced program-based budgeting. Now, the government wants to know programs. So the program knows where they want to go. So they allocate funds according to program needs and what they are going to achieve. All those are improvements in the system, which we want to appreciate. And of course, our auditor is here. He has to come and see whether you have complied to these new changes that have been instituted. There are many other things we follow. We have accounting manual, which is typical for KCCA. But of course it comes from the Public Finance Management Act and regulations. There are some instructions from the ministry. So from all of that, we customized it, accounting manual, which we follow. For each and every transaction that we take is guided by the accounting manual, which we have done ourselves, has been approved by council. And you make it, you say we're going for this, but he also comes and checks. You said you are supposed to do this and this. How come you have diverted? So we're always cautioned by what we have put in place, and with the help of internal audit.
All right, thank you so much, Donny, for that beautiful insight. Now, you talked about salaries and how you pay always before like 29th, but earlier on we saw reports, not this month, but some past months, where like your workers on streets were threatening to come out, and then they were saying you're not paying them and all that. So do you do follow-up to make sure like every employee is paid, and why is it that we have such cases?
Yeah, those are budget constraints that I would explain to you. Casuals, okay, when I was talking of salaries, I was paying those who are on payroll and whatever. Those ones are settled. They are well planned for. Budgets are there, and we pay. But casuals, we've had issues with casuals. And you know, each month the road is produced. I mean, is finalized. It needs to be taken care of. We need to sweep it. With all these drainages, so we ended up, and it, you know, it is an important activity for the city to clean up the city, but it has been underfunded. But I want to tell you that when we explained to Minister of Finance and they saw what we are going through, even they reached Parliament, by the way, and they complied. They gave us a supplementary budget, and even this year they've given us enough money. And when they gave us supplementary, we paid all the areas. By June, nobody was not paid. And they're now happy. I think that's why you don't see them on the streets. Yeah. So we have now funding for the casuals, and we are paying them promptly.
Okay, that's very interesting. Now over to Mr. Moses. You make the reports and everything. So who analyzes the reports from like your team, the internal audit?
Thank you, Director. Like I shared, and we say that our reports are for the value adding that will enhance the operations to improve compliance and systems in the institution. So the first recipient is the business owner. I will use that term, business owner. If it's finance, he's the business owner. So I will first share with him, these are the issues in finance. But like I said, after that, the stakeholders, the chief executive is his or her eye, because she can't run everywhere, so he send me look for me, and that's why we report that report and be able to share. And that report, after it's come out now, there are various parties. One, and then I will lead for you one of the bodies which is in the act of KCCA, is called the Capital Stock Public Accounts Committee.
Okay.
And this is section 68. It says, there shall be established for the capital city a public accounts committee consisting of a chairperson and 4 other members appointed by the authority on the recommendation of the Lord Mayor and the approval of the minister.
Okay.
And those people, so, and have to be in section 3, they are supposed to be people of high integrity, but above all, they also have to be certified public accountants. So we get 5 of them, nominated by the Lord Mayor, scrutinized by the council, and even the minister nodding. Then they are given the work. And then the act says, the Capital City Public Accounts Committee shall examine the reports of the Auditor General, the Chief Internal Auditor, and any reports of Commission of Inquiry, and in relation to reports, require the attendance of any councillor or officer to explain the matters arising from the reports. So one of the what is statutory set up is this body. It looks about my reports, the Auditor General, issues which are raised. So they also help us through. Answer the people concerned have been implemented. This issue was identified. Really, why was it? So they take them up from there, and as you continue reading about the act, when they have done does so, they also generate their report. Give it, the mayor and the authority and the minister. And the minister is supposed to take it to Parliament. So you find the issue, how it goes on escalating at various levels. So there are people who analyze those reports and ensure that what the auditors have suggested, they are being worked on. Like I said at the beginning, the bottom line is us discussing and agreeing with him that the proposal we are suggesting is workable. And if it's workable, you have to go to the stakeholder for the support. Like if it's manpower, will go through. So, Capital Public Accounts Committee is one of them. We have another body, also under committee also, appointed under the Public Finance Management Act. This one is appointed by the Minister of Finance. And also looks at that. That one is in the Public Finance Management Act, I think it is section 47. So the Minister shall establish an audit committee for each sector of government and audit committees for a number of votes in local governments. And they also review those, and they say their work, the committee shall assist the accounting officer in carrying out the oversight responsibilities relating to financial practices, internal controls, corporate governance issues, compliance, law and ethics. Reviewing the financial statements prepared by the accounting officer. Consider reports submitted by internal auditor to the accounting officer. So you can see our reports how the various parties, we have a party appointed by the council, KCCA, with approval of the Minister of Kampala, but also there's another body also appointed by the Minister of Finance. And that body doesn't look at us only, but the other entities like they said can combine. So you can see those reports goes on being elevated even up to the level of Parliament, because at every step each person synthesizes it and picks up some critical issues, reports the next level, and be able to churn and brief about it. And also they read to policy issues. Something have been picked from there, and as you see at the various levels, some policy issues emerge and they are taken up Minister of Finance reports, or ministers takes them to cabinet and to change some things here and there. So this is how our reports are analyzed.
All right, that's very interesting. You seem to be doing a lot. So how big is your team? Like, you comprise of like how many?
Yeah, currently we are a team of 22 people in the directorate, 18 internal auditors, and 4 administrative staff. Wait. But you can see it sound big, but KCCA is a mini government, because every ministry is there. There's finance, there's public health, there's roads, there's everything. So, and the process, if you analyze them, if you to count, if you try to enumerate them, they have a 70 processes which need to be reviewed. So that's the strength we have. And in that number, that 18, of course we are accountants and auditors, but we're also trying to have some skills. What we're trying to do now, going forward, we are trying to set up a section which will bring some extra skills. Besides the internal audit and accounting skills which we have, we are trying to look forward to bringing some people with some engineering skills. They can speak about our stay now. We are a workshop, a lot of works, because we need, and thank God that we've got some funding now. We are carrying on constructions, so what is those aspects. So going forward, we are setting up a section, and actually a team, which will have both accounting skills, but also the extra skills like the engineering, to help us assess the things effectively. And when you got the roads, we're able to really speak with a similar language, like the engineers. So that's what we are trying to do now, to beef up our unit in that regard. But
so meaning the number is going to rise soon?
It will.
All right. That's interesting, and thank you, Mr. Moses. So over to you, Mr. Donny. Like, since you're the one who handles matters finance, do you have like, have you passed any budgets for like some constructions around town, around the city?
Yeah, I could give an overview.
Okay, please do.
Maybe we could compare the last 3 years. KCCA as a whole has been getting, like in 2022, 2023, to got a budget of 494 billion. 494. 23-24, 470 billion. It reduced. Then come to 24-25, it increased a bit to 819 billion. And this current year, we got 955 billion.
An increase as well.
And these increases, they are for development, like the loans I'm talking about. The summary is like we categorize it in wages. Wages, we get like 142. No, this year we have 166 for wages. Last year it was 142. So there's an increase on wages. When you go to non-wage, these are for operational. Last year it was 95. This year it is 108. There's also an increment.
An increase, yeah.
Development. Last year it was 166 million. This year it is 221. This is government of Uganda money. I'm not yet on projects. Domestic areas. Of course, we have a lot of domestic areas. Last year it was 2.8 billion. This year they have provided 39 billion. Of course, it's not going to clear all the areas, but at least to take away like 50%. Now, so from government, we are expecting 536. As compared to last year, where it was 407. So there's an increment of around 120 million. Now we go to URF. URF, Uganda Road Fund. It's also a way of financing maintenance of roads and what have you. Previously, like in 2022-23, we were getting 26 billion. But in 23-24, it was reduced to 10. Even the current year to 10. And we needed more money to maintain the current roads. You know, you have seen street lights, you have seen all the potholes to be cleared, and then the money is reducing. So there's a problem here. We are still engaging the ministry to make sure they increase so that we can maintain these roads which we are putting in place.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to projects, there is a Greater Kampala project. This one takes care not only for Kampala, but also the surrounding districts, Mukono, Wakiso, these surrounding areas. So our portion as the KCCA, last year we got 88 billion. Maybe most of this was for advance payment to contractors. We may not have seen much from Greater Kampala, but at least by June we had advanced. So we are going to see works this year. So they've provided 145 billion for this financial year. So we expect more works from that project, Greater Kampala. That's a World Bank project. Then now when it comes, there's another project called Kampala City Roads Rehabilitation Project. This one which is financed by African Development Bank. Last year, we got, because it started previously, last year we got 308 billion. This year they have released 264 billion. So you can see, you're going to see a lot of construction works, not only from these loan financed, but also from Government of Uganda. Government of Uganda has given us like 160 billion for roads, but not for maintenance, but for new roads. So we expect to see a lot more on roads. So that's the development bit. And maybe I also wanted to mention about devolution. Devolution is a term used to link to give powers to divisions, to give not only powers but also financial powers. Previously, all the finances were managed at the center, at the city hall. But now, the law empowered that divisions should also have such powers to manage finances, to manage activities at their level. You know, somebody wants to repair a wheelbarrow at the division, has to come to City Hall to get money. So it was unfair.
Yeah.
But now we are giving the money to divisions. So we're in the process of rolling that out. We've already started. These casuals, when they riot, they should not come to City Hall. They should go to the division because that's where the money is. So they'll be managing their finances at that division level. So there's more work to be done, and we're already at it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Donny, for that. I think time is not our best ally. Could you kindly, in one or two, say your parting shots?
Yeah, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity you've given us. There's a lot we are doing, which we have not shared. I want to say this is the first time Treasury Services to come to such activity.
That's interesting.
It's normally roads, normally drainages, it's normally, but this time they said no. We need accountability also. So I really appreciate that you've given us a chance to come and share with you, and I hope we shall be coming back for more, and then we shall share more with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you too, Mr. Moses.
Thank you. I'm also grateful for the opportunity to be here to discuss these issues, and just want to give assurance to our viewers and the state dwellers or citizens. There's a question that they ask that everything seems to be well. We have issues and we continue improving on our processes, and we promise that we continue doing so, Like Don mentioned earlier, we have seen over the years Auditor General has been giving us good opinions. But of course, there are things they highlight, like it's a continuous improvement. We can only end to learn to improve when you have done it. So for a living institution, there's room to improve and ensure we are active faster. We're raising service delivery to also to come on time. So we're joining hands, the colleagues, and ensuring that there is accountability and efficiency in our operations. And that's why we're going to share those reports of ours with stakeholders, and we are glad for this opportunity to be here, and we shall be eager to come again and discuss further those aspects with the other stakeholders as need to be. Thank you for the opportunity, and please support us in rebuilding our city, because it's the eye of the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching Church of Uganda Family TV. And issues at hand today, we've been discussing matters Kampala Capital City Authority, and today our focus has been on Treasury Services and internal audit. And through the discussion, I've been with Mr. Moses Bwire, the Director, Internal Audit, and Mr. Donny Kitabire, the Deputy Director, Treasury Services. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a good morning. Till next time. Bye.